where they were catching fish. Another thing that you can do that's really helpful is to look at Google Maps, and then you can see, just search the coastline, and then you can see areas in the sand where it looks like there's deep spots, run outs. You can see where the inlets are. So that's my tips. And then once you get down there, here's another thing with your spots is if you get down there and there's no fish, just move. All right, dudes, that brings me to tip number 3. I'm gonna try to keep this brief because I don't want people to click off right here. We're gonna talk about weather, and then we're gonna talk about where specifically to cast on the beach with your knowledge of the weather that you looked up, okay? So where do you find the weather? You can use the internet, you can use your cell phone, and then there's what I call normal people weather. That's when like you Google search weather in Jacksonville, okay? That'll tell you the winds northwest at 10 knots, the temperature, it'll tell you partly cloudy with a chance of rain. All that stuff is good, but it doesn't really tell you anything about fishing, okay? What I use for a forecast of the water is tides for fishing. It'll tell you when the tides are, the high tide, low tide. It'll tell you what the coefficient is. Like if it's a 6-foot tidal coefficient, it'll tell you the wave height and frequency. So that's good, but it's also not super detailed. So what I use super detailed for weather is I actually use aviation weather, and this is something that a lot of fishermen don't use, but it's the most accurate, up-to-date, real option.